Maybe you're considering moving to Port St Lucie, Florida, and you're looking at one of the many 55 plus or active adult communities here in Tradition, which is located in Port St Lucie, Florida. And today's video is all about answering a lot of the questions that I get from viewers just like yourself that watch my YouTube channel about the different 55 plus communities here in Tradition. Now, today's video, we're going to cover 5 different communities here in Tradition. They're going to be Del Webb at Tradition, Tulare at Tradition, Lake Park at Tradition, Vitalia at Tradition, and Esplanade at Tradition. We're going to go over about 15 different topics, which should give you more information than you probably or possibly need. But a lot of you viewers have been asking me questions about different, restrictions and requirements and so on about each community. So I decided let's throw together a really informative video about a lot of the questions I do get for viewers like yourself looking to move here to Port St Lucie, Florida. And we're going to talk in today's video about the size of each community. We're going to talk about the types of homes that are available in each community. We're going to talk about the years built for each community, the current prices. We're going to talk about lot sizes. We're going to talk about gated communities. So these are all gated communities, but are they a man-gated community or are they a virtual gated community? We're going to talk about HOA fees. What's included in those HOA fees? We're going to talk about the types of roofs. Are they a tile roof or a shingle roof or maybe a combination of both throughout the community? Do all the homes have hurricane impact windows and doors? Yes and no. This was a good one that just popped up recently, but we'll dive into it during the video. CDD fees. Every community here in Tradition has a CDD fee, so we're going to go over that as well. We're going to talk briefly about age restrictions, but we're not going to do a big deep dive into this because they vary from community to community. So I'm still trying to gather all the information within the HOA rules and documents. We're going to talk about pet restrictions, which is a very popular topic that comes up with a lot of viewers that are looking to move to this area. And also, I'm going to go over my opinions on new homes versus resale homes and what I'm seeing currently as of early 2025. Now, also, I do have a buyer's guide that we've been working on for numerous months at this point for all the 55 plus communities here in Port St Lucie, Florida. And if you want to get a copy of that buyer's guide, if you go down to the description below in the video, I will have a link. All you have to do is click on the link, just fill out your first name and your email address, and it'll automatically send you that PDF buyer's guide. If you're unable to do that, send me a text message with your email address, and I will send you a buyer's guide as soon as I can. Now, without further ado, let's get started on today's video to cover a lot of the important topics about moving to Port St Lucie, but more importantly, the 55 plus communities here in Tradition. And if you're new to my channel, my name is David Rogers. I'm a licensed real estate broker. If you're looking to move to this area, you're looking to purchase a home, either new construction or resale, I encourage you to call me, text me, shoot me an email anytime. It doesn't cost you anything to hire me as your realtor. I live here and I work here, and I would love the opportunity to help you find the perfect home in the area. Now, let's get started on today's video, and I'll try to keep it as fast as I possibly can, but we're going to go over a lot of information. The first topic in today's video, we're going to talk about how many homes or properties in each one of the communities. Now, in Del Webb at Tradition, there's going to be a mixture of single-family homes and villas. So there's 2 types of properties in there. There's going to be roughly 930 total properties in all of Del Webb at Tradition once it's completed, and it should be completed or sold out later in 2025. They're getting pretty close to being sold out. Now, Tulare at Tradition, there's going to be 442 total properties, and that's going to be a mixture of villas or attached homes and single-family homes. They're not sold out or built out yet. I'm assuming they'll be done by next year, maybe next spring or next summer in 2026. Lake Park at Tradition is almost finished, if I remember correctly. Now, they're going to consist of both attached homes or villas and single-family homes, and there's going to be about 460 or 460 total properties in Lake Park at Tradition. The next one is already completed, and that's called Vitalia at Tradition. There's 1,200 homes total. Again, 1,200 homes. That is going to be the largest active adult community in Tradition. That does not count Riverland, which is not part of Tradition, even though Riverland is technically in Tradition. Now, the last community is Esplanade at Tradition. There's going to be 500 plus homes. They're only going to have single family homes in Esplanade. Just like Vitalia, there's only going to be single family homes. So Del Webb at Tradition, Tulare at Tradition, and Lake Park will have a combination of attached homes with 2-car garages along with single family homes. Now, we just went over briefly again the types of homes. Del Webb at Tradition will have both the attached homes, which kind of look like villas, or how you want to look at them. Everything's going to be single story. In all these communities, these will be one-level properties. So Del Webb will have attached homes or villas with garages. Tulare at Tradition will have attached homes along with single-family homes. Lake Park at Tradition, attached homes along with single-family homes. Vitalia at Tradition, they only have single-family homes. And Esplanade at Tradition, again, only single-family homes in that community. Now let's talk about the years these homes or properties were built. So Del Webb is one of the newer ones. They started construction around 2017 or 18 in Del Webb. They're still building. Again, they'll probably be sold out to where you can't build a new home or property by the end of 2025. So they're 2017-18 up to probably 2025-26. Tulare at Tradition, they started construction in Tulare at Tradition in 2021. So again, they're still building. They'll probably get finished up around 2026. Now Lake Park at Tradition, they started that community. So Lake Park is in the community of Town Park, which is a man-gated community. We'll go over all that later. So Lake Park at Tradition started construction around 2015, and they just finished, I believe, the last handful of homes. I haven't been in there, honestly, in a while. Haven't had many clients go through there. I don't know why. They build a good home. So 2015 to 2025 for construction, or the year the homes were built. Now, Vitalia at Tradition, they started construction. They're going to be the oldest one. They started construction in 2006, and they finished up in 2022. And the last one is Esplanade at Tradition. They started construction around 2021. They're still building homes. They're just going into phase 2. I'm going to say they have a couple more years to go before Esplanade at Tradition is sold out. Next topic on today's video, let's talk about current prices. Now, we're going to talk about base prices and resale prices. And again, these numbers are going to change constantly, so bear with me. So in Del Webb at Tradition, you can still pick a home site and build a home, but these prices are strictly the base price of the home without lot premiums and without upgrades. So Del Webb at Tradition, $417,990 up to $589,990. Again, that's just for the single family home. There are no more villas being built in Del Webb at Tradition. You can buy a resale. So again, these are just the base prices of the homes. I had a viewer recently reach out to me and send me a listing for another community of a home, and the base price was like $450, which is in their price point. The problem was that was just the base price of the home. That home is going to be more like $550-ish, give or take, when you do all the upgrades and the lot premiums. So Tulare at Tradition, the base price is $422,990 to $620,990. Again, that's just the base price of the home, no lot premiums and no structural or design upgrades on those prices. Now, Lake Park at Tradition, since they're pretty much completed over in Lake Park at Tradition, you're going to find properties, and I messed up on this one. You will find villas, resale villas in the high 300s. So keep in mind, resale villas in the high 300,000 range. I think some sold around 365 recently. Again, those are resale. So just say 375 upwards to $597,000 in Lake Park at Tradition as of March 2025. Now, Vitalia at Tradition. This is going to be the most affordable active adult or 55 plus neighborhood across the board, in my opinion. You're going to see the most recent price I saw for something for sale was $309,000. That'll probably sell pretty quick. Upwards of $650,000. I have seen properties higher than $650,000 in Vitalia, so just keep that in mind. But that's a good average price point. You can find something good in there. And then Esplanade at Tradition. The base price of the homes to build one starts at $379,900, upwards of $569,900. Again, that's just the base price of the home. Now, one thing I want to go over real quick, Del Webb at Tradition and Esplanade at Tradition, they always have a lot of incentives going on if you're looking to build a home. Sometimes they'll do $50,000 off up to $100,000 if you pick your structural and design options. And then I've also seen $75,000 off up to the first $150,000. So if you spend $150,000 on structural, like changing, bumping out the garage, adding an extension to the lanai, along with your tile, countertop upgrades, if you spend $150,000, it would only cost you $75,000. If you have any questions, just reach out to me. I start mumbling and I start rambling on during my videos. Again, everybody that watches my videos, you know how I do my videos. Let's talk about lot sizes. This is always important because lot sizes vary from builder to builder or community to community. So, Del Webb at Tradition, lot sizes are going to be between 42 foot and 66 foot wide. Depends on the floor plan or the design, and they're going to be 130 feet deep. So 42 to 66 foot wide at or 130 foot in depth. Now, Tulare at Tradition, very similar. 40 foot to 60 foot wide. So again, 40 foot to 60 foot wide and 120 foot deep. So they're a little bit shorter than Del Webb at Tradition. The next community is Lake Park at Tradition. They're pretty much all standard except for the villas. I couldn't get the size on the villas. I have to apologize about that. So the single family homes are 52 foot wide by 118 depth. Again, this information is deemed reliable, but it's not guaranteed. I always advise my clients to verify all the information. So when we're looking at homes, each individual home could vary slightly based on, when they design the community, the lots vary. Now let's go to Vitalia at Tradition. You're going to find it anywhere between 48 feet wide to 67 feet wide and 115 foot depth. So a little bit shorter than Tulare and even shorter than Del Webb. So again, Vitalia at Tradition, 48 foot to 67 foot wide by 115 foot deep. And the last one is Esplanade at Tradition. The width on these, very similar, 47 to 62 foot wide. Again, 47 to 62 foot wide. And these have the deepest lots that I'm aware of, 140 foot deep. Again, 47 to 62 foot wide and 140 foot deep lots. Now let's talk about gated communities. And what do I mean by that? So every one of these communities are gated. Some are virtually gated, some are man-gated. Now, this could change, of course, Once these communities are built out and fully sold out and the residents take over fully and elect the board members and residents could change and want 24/7 man-gated, or they could get rid of it completely. So again, this could change in the future once every community sold out. But first, let's talk about Del Webb at Tradition. So Del Webb at Tradition, it is not a man-gated. It's going to be a virtually gated community. There's actually going to be there's going to be 3 entrances into Del Webb. There's 2 on the north side and 1 on the south side. That's not technically, it's open, but it's not open. So again, Del Webb at Tradition, it is not a man-gated. It'll be a virtually gated community. So keep that in mind. Now let's talk about the next one, Tulare at Tradition. So Tulare at Tradition is a man-gated community. As of right now, it is 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. So there will be a man-gated community from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. That could change when it's completed. Maybe they will go 24/7. Again, this is the information I have currently. This could always change. Now, the next community is going to be Lake Park at Tradition. This is a 24-hour man-gated community because it is part of Town Park, which is one of the earlier communities built here in Tradition. But this is a 24-hour man-gated community for Lake Park at Tradition. And the next one is Vitalia at Tradition. And this one is 24/7 man-gated. So again, Vitalia at Tradition is 24 hours a day man-gated community. And the last one, Esplanade at Tradition. Why did this just show up? Okay, that's not right. I do know right now that Esplanade at Tradition is not man-gated. I believe it's going to be man-gated in the future, but right now I know it's not man-gated. If anybody's watching this video and any of this information I'm saying is incorrect, please do me a favor, be professional about it. Leave a comment down below if anything is incorrect. I get this information from people at the communities, and it could have changed since I gathered this information literally about a month ago. I've been working on updating a lot of information. So let's talk about HOA fees. Now these I updated today on March 10th, 2025. So the current HOA fees for each one of the communities, bear with me here. We're going to talk about Del Webb at Tradition first. The current HOA fees are $523 a month to $543 per month. The next community is Tulare at Tradition, $512 a month to $531 a month. I will go over what this covers here shortly. Lake Park at Tradition, $499 a month to $582 per month. Vitalia at Tradition, $566 a month to $587 a month. And lastly, Esplanade or Esplanade at Tradition, $515 a month to $522 a month. Again, these numbers can change year after year like everything else out there. Now, let's go over what's included in the HOA fees in each community that's going to be standard. So if you live in any community in Tradition, part of the HOA fee is covered by the Master Association fee. Now, those fees right now for Tradition in general, which is included in the number I just gave you for the HOA fees, and I'll do a recap on this real quick. So Tradition, the monthly HOA fees for the Master Association of Tradition is $205 a month. Now, included in that $205 a month covers your high-speed internet, cable TV with 70 channels plus HBO and alarm monitoring. So you're going to have that at every single community. So then if we go back to say Del Webb at Tradition, I'm going to go over the amenities that are in my head right now. Again, I have a master list, but Del Webb, you have 2 clubhouses currently. They just finished up the 2nd clubhouse. You have 2 community pools. You have a lap pool and a beach entry pool. You have pickleball courts in Del Webb. You have bocce ball. You have a putting green. You have, I forget, was it a half-mile or 1-mile walking trail around the community? You have a lifestyle director. There's a lot of different events. You have a fitness center, gym in there. You have pool tables. You have card rooms. So again, all these 55-plus communities have a lot of amenities. The newer communities like Del Webb, Tulare, Esplanade are going to have more communities than others. But now Tulare at Tradition, again, you have the clubhouse just opened. It's a 2-story clubhouse. It has 1 pool. They have a Zen garden. I guess you want to call it, it's a Zen garden. So if you want to do like yoga, if you want to do meditation, they're going to have a fitness center in there. They got a pool table in there. What's cool about Tulare at Tradition, it's a 2-story clubhouse. But again, this is just going to be a brief overview of the amenities in there. Oh, another thing I meant to point out, all the communities are golf cart friendly. There's a lot of people that live here in Tradition. This is a golf cart friendly area. So if you want to get a golf cart, go for it. Lake Park at Tradition. So Lake Park at Tradition, you're going to have a fitness center, community pool. It's going to have less amenities at Lake Park at Tradition compared to some of the other communities. But Lake Park, if I remember correctly, you do have access to the Town Park Clubhouse, which then, so Lake Park has its own clubhouse with a fitness center, community pool. I haven't physically been in there, and then part of Lake Park, you can go to Town Park, which has another clubhouse, has a tot lot. I think it has a tennis court over there. Plenty of amenities, but it's an older community. So the amenities are going to be a little bit different possibly than the newer ones. Now, Vitalia at Tradition, it has a community pool, fitness center. I believe they even have parking for RVs. That's the one thing that's a little different about Vitalia at Tradition. I've seen RVs parked in there, and I believe I saw a boat one time. Not saying that's allowed, but Vitalia has a lot of amenities as well. It's just an older neighborhood here in Tradition. And then Esplanade at Tradition, you have a beach entry resort style pool. I think Esplanade at Tradition has the nicest pool area out of all the communities. They have a nice fitness center. They have towel service. They have a massage room where you have to pay if you wanted to get a massage. They do have one there as well. They have a nice club room. They have wine lockers or whiskey lockers, drink lockers. They have a lot going on there. And they also, what I like about Esplanade Tradition, they have a grab-and-go cafe, which I've eaten there. If you watch some of my walkthrough tours on some of the Esplanade at Tradition quick movie videos, maybe sometime in 2024, they have good food there, and it's actually relatively inexpensive. So again, I wasn't going to do a deep dive into every last amenity for each community because it's impossible to do right now. Now let's talk about the types of roofs. Now, let's go back to what do we mean by roofs? Tile roof or shingle roof? Del Webb at Tradition, you will find a mixture of shingle roofs, also tile roofs. And the best way to put it is, I believe all the villas or the attached homes will have shingle roofs. Then you have 2 different series of homes. You have the classic series versus the estate series. And the reason I can remember this right offhand, I was just there the other day with a client, so it kind of refreshed my memory. So on the classic series homes, it comes standard with a shingle roof, but the option is you can upgrade to a tile roof. Watch my all about Del Webb at Tradition. I did a community tour in there with Evo. One of the salespeople is no longer there. He's at a different location. That went over all the details of that community. Now, the estates collection will have the tile roofs. So again, tile roofs, you'll see a combination of shingle and tile roofs in Del Webb. Now let's Tularo at Tradition. All the homes and villas in there will have the flat concrete tile roof. Lake Park at Tradition, they are shingle roofs, right? Yeah, they're shingle roofs. Sorry, I had a brain fart right there. Lake Park at Tradition, they're all going to be shingle roofs over there. Now, Vitalia at Tradition. So again, go back. Lake Park has the twin homes or attached villas, and they also have single family. Those are going to be the shingle roofs. Vitalia at Tradition, you're going to find a mixture of shingle roofs and you'll find tile roofs. I don't know if that was an option on some of the homes back then or if they changed that. But again, Vitalia at Tradition started almost 19 years ago when they first started building in there. So it's hard to say exactly. I wasn't doing real estate or selling real estate in 2006 here in Port St Lucie, so I can't answer that. But again, Vitalia at Tradition, combination of shingle roofs along with tile roofs. And then lastly, Esplanade or Esplanade at Tradition, they only offer tile roofs. Now you will find some of the earlier homes, they had the barrel or Spanish tile roof. Now they're switching over to the flat concrete tile roof. I don't think they're going to offer the barrel tile roof anymore in Esplanade at Tradition. Most builders are going to the flat concrete tile roof. I'm probably going to say it's for insurance reasons. That's what I'm thinking. Now, hurricane impact windows and doors. This is kind of a good one here. So everybody, even I assume this, in Del Webb at Tradition, one of the early phases when the homes were built around 2019-ish, hurricane impact windows and sliding glass doors were an option, or you had to upgrade. So I haven't physically seen any homes in Del Webb at Tradition in the original section that did not have hurricane impact glass or doors. Now the garage door has to be rated to the wind code requirements for this area. But the glass portion, you can either have glass, the hurricane impact glass, or the metal panels or window protection. It doesn't give you a better insurance rate for one or the other. As long as you have protection, either hurricane impact glass or the panels, it's the same credits from what my insurance guy told me. Adam, if you're out there, you know I give a lot of my clients to you. I try to get you to get their quotes. Again, if you need insurance here in Port St Lucie, Florida, give me a call. I do have a gentleman that lives here in Tradition that he can help you with insurance estimates as well. Now let's go to Tularo at Tradition. All the windows, so Tularo at Tradition, all the windows and doors are all hurricane impact rated. There's no panels, there never have been. Lake Park at Tradition, from what I can find, everything there is hurricane impact glass, windows and doors, etc. Vitalia at Tradition, I did find in Vitalia at Tradition, I found 2 homes that were listed on the MLS that were resale homes that was clearly evident that they did have non-impact glass windows. And the only way to tell you is that if you see underneath the windows, you see some dots underneath the window and also above the window. That's where the panels would attach. Now, it doesn't mean that they did not upgrade to hurricane impact glass down the road, but there were homes sold there without the hurricane impact glass and sliding glass doors. So keep that in mind. And then the next one, Esplanade at Tradition, everything there is hurricane impact glass, windows, and doors. So that's a good one. Again, that was one that actually caught my attention because, you know, as a real estate professional, we're out there every day looking at homes. I always check on older homes, and a lot of my clients, that if they know me and we've bought resale, you know, I'm always banging on the windows. That's an easy way to tell if the windows or doors are hurricane impact rated, especially if those doors rattle or the glass rattles. it's not impact. If it sounds solid, like you're hitting something hard, like maybe like tile floors, then most likely it's going to be impact rated. Let's talk about CDD fees. So this is a good one. If you're not familiar, so not everywhere, not all builders charge, and it's not even the builder. A CDD fee is a community development district fee, which is added to your non-ad valorem property taxes. A lot of builders will just add it into the price of the home somehow or another. Every area is different, but everywhere in tradition, again, tradition has a CDD fee, especially the new construction. Some areas could almost be done with the CDD fee. Sometimes the builders, when they're closing out a community, I know, for example, Heron Preserve, which is an all ages communities, some of their last phases, they were, as one of the incentives for people buying some of their homes, they were paying off the CDD fees so the buyer did not have to pay it in their property taxes. But Del Webb at Tradition, the CDD fees are one of the lowest in Tradition. They're going to be between $737 a month to $812. The CDD fees are yearly. Take that back. CDD fees are added in your property taxes annually. So CDD fees in Del Webb, $737 to $812 added into your property taxes yearly. They are technically the lowest. Yes, they are, by $2. Tolaro at Tradition, $739 to $815 added to your yearly property taxes. So they're the next lowest. Then you have Lake Park at Tradition. I only found one number, $871.84 added to your yearly property taxes in the non-ad valorem. Now Vitalia at Tradition, $1,065, so $1,065 added into your property taxes for the CDD fees. And lastly, Esplanade or Esplanade at Tradition, $1,144.97 for the CDD fees, which is a yearly cost. And again, not everywhere does CDD fees. Some communities don't do it. We'll do some other videos in the future. I know a lot of you people, the other big community in the area is called Riverland, which is being built by GL Homes. That is a huge 55 plus active adult community. They advertise no CDD fees. No, they don't have any CDD fees. I think their homes are priced higher than the average nearby communities, but that community is all about the lifestyle. That's a very busy place. I haven't really done any videos in there yet. I will be doing that soon. But remember, if you're looking to move here, looking to purchase a home, just call me, text me, shoot me an email. And again, when it comes to new construction or new communities, I need to be with you during the first initial visit when you visit any community. Some of the communities, if I'm not with you on the initial visit and register you and do the brokerage registration form, I cannot be involved in the transaction. So just keep that in mind. It doesn't cost you anything to use me. The builders and sellers pay our commission. So just keep that in mind. Now let's go a little over age restrictions. I'm going to update this buyer's resource guide hopefully in the next week. I'm waiting on some final information for when it comes to age restrictions in each community. So all I'm going to tell you right now is that some communities, the youngest the person can be to live in the community full-time is 18. Some are 19. I have heard 20 and others. This is hearsay, but I know 18-year-olds and 19-year-olds is going to be the cutoff for living in one of these 55-plus communities full-time, but they have to have an adult living with them or somebody that's 55-plus or older. Now, they do have that. So let's say you have grandchildren. Again, this is information that's sometimes hard to get. I'm going to get it. Let's say your grandchildren visit you every year for 30 days. Most communities, 30 days or less with the grandchildren staying with you full time, totally okay. Some, I think, go up to 90 days a year. So just keep that in mind that there are certain limitations when it comes to the 55 plus communities. There's always weird restrictions. So again, if you want to get an updated buyer's resource guide for the 55 plus, text me your information, your email address, or use the link below. When it gets updated with new information, I will send out an email. There was a gentleman, Steven, thank you for bringing this up. Most people never sign up for the resource guides or the email lists. But with the 55 plus, I'm going to try it again since I'm pointing it out in today's video. Please request it. If people request it, I will make the time to keep updating these resource guides. Now, pet restrictions. This is a good one, right? Most of you have pets. I used to have a Doberman. So pet restrictions are going to vary from community to community. So let's start with Del Webbett Tradition. Sorry, I got to put my glasses on. I'm starting to go blind here. I can't see anything. So Del Webbett Tradition, you can have up to 3 dogs. Again, 3 dogs, no aggressive breeds, no pit bulls, no wolf or hybrids allowed. Again, Del Webbett Tradition, you can have up to 3 dogs, no aggressive breeds, no pit bulls, no wolf, no hybrids. I don't know if that means no Dobermans or Rottweilers. I don't think they were part of this list. Again, I did a video for Del Webb last summer, around August 2024. We talked about this during that video. Now, let's talk about the next community, Tulare at Tradition. This is the most relaxed community. You're allowed up to 4 dogs, no weight or no breed restrictions. Again, 4 dogs, no weight, no breed restrictions. I think they're the only community that actually has this. I'll find out in a second when I go through this. Now, the next one's going to be Lake Park at Tradition. Actually, this one I could not confirm. I was waiting on somebody to call me back. I know people, I've seen big dogs in there, but I believe you have certain restrictions when it comes to the aggressive breeds. Again, I'm still working on some of this information. It's not as easy to get. I want to make sure it's verified from either HOA or in the bylaws or rules. If anybody has a copy of the most up-to-date rules, regulations, pet restrictions for Lake Park at Tradition, please send it over to me. My email address is in the description and throughout today's video. That would greatly help me out. I'm as honest and transparent as I try to be. I don't want to give anybody the wrong information. Next one, Vitalia at Tradition. Okay, so again, this information is deemed reliable but not guaranteed, but this is the information I found before. So Vitalia at Tradition, 4 dogs, no weight or breed restrictions. And lastly, Esplanade at Tradition. Yes, up to 4 dogs, no weight or breed restrictions. I do remember talking to somebody before about that, so that should be correct because this information was done a while back too. It took me a while to get a lot of this information. You don't imagine how hard it is to try to get information from these builders and everybody else. Let's talk about new homes versus resale. Okay, so you will find in Del Webbett Tradition, Tulare at Tradition, Lake Park at Tradition, and Esplanade at Tradition, you will find both new homes and resale homes. And let me kind of clarify that. So Del Webbett Tradition, you have everything from resale homes from 2019. I sold a house to a client from Nokomis, Florida, back around during the hurricanes in October last year. They bought a home built in 2019. They got a great deal on it. It showed like a model home. You will find spec homes, or what we call quick move-in homes from the builder, which means that they're already built or almost completed. all the upgrades, designs, structural options have already been chosen. You can't change anything. And then you have to-be-built homes in Del Webb, which means that you're going to pick the floor plan, you're going to choose your own design, and then you're going to pick the lot. So briefly what I want to go about, if you have the option of both resale homes, new homes, or to-be-built homes, sometimes, in most cases with the builder, you usually, not always, but it's tough. There's some great deals right now on resale homes that are only a couple years old. And then a lot of times the same resale homes, those sellers are trying to ask for more money than what it would cost to build it directly from the builder. The builders always have the capability of selling the home lower than somebody who bought 2 years ago can afford to sell their home. The peak of the market was 2022, 2023. In 2024, the market slowed down. I knew it was going to slow down at that point. A lot of my clients, in my opinion, bought homes at lower prices than previous people did. But I think there's some great opportunities on resale homes. Now, I want to go over one of the reasons I'm bringing this up. Is a resale home better than buying a new home? Everybody thinks that new construction, building a home is perfect. Sometimes it's not. I mean, when you buy a resale home, those sellers most likely have already gone through all the little things that had to be done that the builder had to come back and fix. You know, a lot of the little items that I've had some clients, I don't want to say complain, but they don't think the builder is moving fast enough after they bought their home to take care of those items. The builders don't want to rush out for one item at a time. That's why they usually tell you around the 11th month. So when you buy a home, within about 11 months, to have them come back out and give them a list of all the items that need to be fixed. Maybe there's some cracked tiles in the foundation. All homes settle over time. Anybody that's been in the business or knows, all homes settle. You could get some stucco cracks for whatever reason. All it takes a home to settle 1 inch, which is possible. So the builders want to come back and do a bunch of stuff at one time. They don't have the resources to send the painter out for one little touch-up, or maybe to recaulk the caulking in one area only for it to move over there a week later. So sometimes the resale homes are actually the better way to go if it's only a couple years old. But then again, the new homes, in my opinion, when it comes to homeowners insurance, is the better way to go. So that's going to go with any community. But in some communities, say like Vitalia at Tradition, you're only going to buy a resale home in there because there are no new homes. It was built 2006 to 2021, 2022. So my opinion is there's some great deals on resale homes that are only a couple years old. And a lot of times, a lot of these homes, the people that bought them are viewers like yourself, maybe looking for a second home, and you're only going to use it a couple months out of the year. And maybe you barely used it over the last few years. So I would say consider all avenues when it comes to moving to this area. But if you do want to build a home and you want to design every last detail, I totally understand that as well. Now, I hope I didn't get off topic on a couple things here, but this has been 41 minutes. I'm looking up the time right now. Again, this is just a black and white copy. I have this all in color. This is the buyer's guide. Again, if you want to get a copy of this buyer's guide, please go down into the description below. There will be a link where you can sign up to get it emailed directly. All it needs is your first name and your email address. It will have the other information in there. I would appreciate it if you put your phone number down. I don't need your last name, but at least put your name, first name, your phone number, and your email address. And what I would tell you to do, please call me or text me to let me know you requested it. God forbid you type in the wrong email address or you're missing a little dot or whatever symbol and you don't get it, and then you're going to think that I'm holding it away from you. If you don't get it, contact me. Maybe it went to your spam folder, your junk folder. Please keep that in mind. Again, this is a pretty long video as usual. That's usually how I do my videos. If you enjoyed today's video, please smash that like button. Leave comments what you liked, didn't like about the video. If there's anything else that I missed, I know I missed the vehicle restrictions. Most of these communities allow pickup trucks, but when it comes to certain size trucks, like maybe like a Dodge Ram 3500, a dually, I think some of the communities will say no. I know one community, you can't have heavy duty trucks. But again, I don't want to put in today's video because I couldn't get the information. I'm trying to get the updated information. I need to get some more information so I can keep updating all these buyer's guides and just my information in general. And again, if you're new to my channel, my name is David Rogers. I'm a licensed real estate broker. If you're looking to move to Port St Lucie, Florida, you're looking to purchase a home, either new construction or a resale home, all you have to do is call me, text me, shoot me an email. Doesn't cost you anything to hire me as your real estate professional. The builders pay our commissions. Even the sellers, they still pay a commission. All you got to do is reach out to me. I definitely appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget, give it a thumbs up, smash that like button, leave comments, and when you're ready to move here, greatly appreciate it if you highly consider using me as your real estate professional here in Port St Lucie, Florida. So I hope I didn't miss anything in today's video. I'm sure I did as usual. We will see you on future videos, and yes, I will have more walkthrough videos coming out. Since I finally moved in, if you see the background's a little different, I've been filming more videos here in my home in Port St Lucie. So I'm starting to get more videos done, just trying to mix everything up. And like I said before, I start rambling on. I think that's why a lot of you enjoy my videos, because I'm real and honest. But anyways, look forward to seeing you on the next video coming out real soon. Take care, everybody.